What's going on, YouTube? Thanks for tuning into the channel. It's your boy Devin Coates coming to you with another video. This one is about no gurus. So I want to start this off with just, there's no gurus, there's no silver bullet, there's no answer. And I'll expound upon why I'm bringing that up. But I do want to also kind of start off with this as well, that, there is great content out there. There's great information. It's important to learn. It's important to be consistently building upon your skill set and building yourself to a better person. With that said, I think that the answers and the directions of which you should move all come from within. Bruce Lee has a great quote. It's absorb what's useful, discard what is not, and add what is uniquely your own. I think that this is a very profound quote that I really take to heart, and that's one of the things I try to live by. But what I see as a big trend right now is there's a lot of copying going on. Social media, if you really think about it, is still like about under a decade old of being really functional. Kind of using Facebook as the real start, and I think 2010 was really when it got big. But especially with like YouTube and all these things, a lot of people are just copying out there. They're watching things, they want something, and they see somebody on YouTube, so they try to copy. And a lot of these YouTubers are monetizing off of it. And not saying that anybody's doing anything bad. I think that most of these people's intentions are great. And it's not only YouTube, it's everywhere, but YouTube has really facilitated the proliferation, if you will, of this, where people are just, selling all these courses for you to purchase and buy and then use, and there's this promise of success and a lot of money. I've taken a lot of courses. I've spent a decent amount of money on this, and what I've learned is that, one, a lot of the courses are fairly similar. And they take a similar level of commitment and effort, and that's the point I'll get into next. Next, none of these courses work if you don't do anything. It's really predicated upon your ability to execute and absorb the information and put it into action. Now, depending on the course, it might be more tangible, but a lot of these, it's not like, nobody can tell you how to make $1 million. Like, if there was like literally a step-by-step, just follow this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that, like simple, like, everybody would be. It's not that easy. You're gonna have to like do some thinking. You're gonna have to do some work on your end to make this work. With that also being said, a lot of these people are coming just from their perspective, which is a great thing in certain instances, but it's bad when you kind of look at them as the gospel. These are people with their own fallacies, their own mistakes, their own stinky shit. They're not like gods. I see this like kind of worshiping mentality, and it's across anything, whether it's relationships, business, fitness. They're looking at these people as like the end all be all, when there's many different thoughts out there. And the last part is going to kind of come back into part number 2. It really depends on you. So when you're looking at these people's stories, if it doesn't fit right with the way you're doing stuff, don't automatically look at it like you're doing something wrong all the time. Or sometimes you are. You have to have that self-reflectiveness. But sometimes it's just their story. This is just the way they did it. This is just what they think. And that doesn't mean it's, absolutely 1000% correct and factual, and there's no, gray area. There's no gray area. Sorry, a glass fell over there. And then lastly on this same topic is that I will tell you 90% of the people do not implement what they buy these courses from. What a lot of these people are living off of is a bunch of sideliners. A bunch of people that purchase content, purchase information over and over again and never use it. It's the same idea of the gym membership. That a bunch of people buy a gym membership and never go to the fucking gym. Like, that is where a lot of these people are succeeding from. So I wouldn't even look at necessarily the fruits of their labor. I mean, look at their labor. They're putting in the work. They're doing these launches. They're sending it out. They're doing marketing schemes. They're doing what they need to do, squeeze pages to get people to purchase, get people to take action to change their life. But for the actual individual that's doing it, when you're thinking, all these people have joined to take advantage, and usually that's how they're kind of getting you in, a lot of these people aren't taking advantage. They're getting taken advantage of. They're spending money on something they never use. And I'm not faulting the people that are selling the course, because that's not their fault. They tried to help you. They brought, let's like say that they had some great content, but if you're not in a position to be actionable about it, execute, that's you're not going to come out like victorious in the way that you're seeing prior. So all that to say, I'm not trying to bash courses, say never buy courses. I buy courses still. I still buy books all the time. I have a monthly subscription on Audible and purchase additional books a few times a year. So that is definitely not my point. My major point is to more focus on yourself than outward things being able to give you the answer. You need to focus on, one, getting yourself into a good discipline. Two, clarity of what you actually want. If you don't know what you actually want, you can buy courses that don't line up with your intentions and dreams and goals. But a lot of it is focusing on you and getting yourself to a position where you can get a good routine going. You can get something really good going. And, I definitely don't want to bash all these. I've gotten some great content, but I've had some courses where I bought where I'm like, I'm not at the position, and I wasted a lot of money because I wasn't ready, and you got to be ready. And that is a part of it, is to understand when you're ready to, work on your own energy and just take a few nuggets from somebody and run with it. Until that point, you got to keep building within yourself, the discipline, the execution ability, the clarity of what your goal is, what your direction is, what you're trying to achieve. All of that needs to be very integral to your spirit, to what you understand, before you can start purchasing people's shit, listening to what they say, and being able to take it and go somewhere with it. So that's my main point there, is to really, let's start focusing on ourselves instead of what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is buying, what everybody else is trying to pitch you on is the next best thing to get you to that next place. Take a look at what you need and then find what fits in with that and use that to build yourself. But the ultimate goal is not to worship somebody as if, they're the second coming of Jesus, and I'm not even Christian. Like, you need to, if you're going to worship somebody, worship yourself like that. Like, think yourself as, I want to become this person and I need this, that, and the third to get there. And I'm willing to develop this within myself to make sure that when I get those resources, I can actually allocate and apply and make use of those resources in the most efficient and most effective way to reach what I'm trying to reach. So that's really it for me. I'm very happy I got those mastery videos up. Very happy that I'm getting back on my kind of tangential type of posts and different kind of discussions. I got a little bit of a new idea of how I'm going to do some things. So you know what it is. Like, comment, subscribe, dislike if you don't like. Leave some comments below, and any feedback will do. Thanks again. Take control of your life, Brody. Peace.